Good evening, everyone. This is Mayor Sean Patterson Howard, and thank you for joining us for a special Thursday session well, it's not Sundays with Sean, but just conversations with Sean. Tonight we have with us Marlon Molina, who is our Deputy Commissioner of Planning, as well as Emerson Brown, who works with us on our Mount Vernon Rising program and several of our other initiatives in the Urban Renewal Agency. We are here tonight to give you some very, very important information. We're going to ask that you please take a moment, because this is not something that we announced. If you would please take a moment to share this video. We're going to give information on eviction prevention, foreclosure prevention, new homeowners purchases, also programs that will help you be able to secure money for a down payment on a new home, as well as financial navigators. So please, please, I'm going to just kind of hold it right here for a minute until you take a moment to share this video. We want to make sure that everyone has access to this information. So we're going to wait for about 30 seconds. You can pull in Marlon and you can pull in Emerson so they can see who's talking with us tonight, Danny.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Marlon. Good evening, Emerson. Okay, so we're going to get started. So, we have a lot of things going on in Mount Vernon. We know COVID has impacted a lot of people. We know that the financial recession is impacting a lot of our residents. We know that people are quite afraid about the eviction moratorium ending because evictions are going to be popping up more and more. But you don't have to wait for an eviction notice in order to get some help right now. We know that people who own their homes are struggling to maintain their mortgage payments. We know that many families are facing food insecurity, and they're trying to make sure they're able to continue to feed their families. And we know that in the midst of all of this, we still have people who have the great American dream of purchasing a home. And so tonight we're going to speak about all of these things: eviction prevention, foreclosure prevention, soup kitchens, food pantries, where you can get food for free to help with your financial challenges and to ensure that your family has healthy meals. And we'll also be talking about financial navigators, which will help tie it all in. So we're going to start out with you, Marlon, and you can start wherever you want to. Where do you want to start tonight?
So first of all, I think that it's important to acknowledge the fact that if you've seen any kind of news report, if you read the newspaper, if you've been on Facebook, you've been hearing about all of these millions of dollars that the federal government, the state government, that is supposed to be making its way to help with the pandemic. And there's always been a lot of questions about, so how do you access those funds? And there's a lot of information and misinformation out there. And so what we're going to do tonight is kind of try to steer you in the right direction so that you connect with social service providers that can assess your situation, better understand what you may qualify for. But more importantly, you need to get in line, because all of these funds are on a first come, first served basis. And a lot of times we miss out on getting help because we don't know. And so when the mayor said, please share this information, it's because we want to make sure that Mount Vernon knows where to go. You want to avoid scams. You want to avoid, paying fees to get applications done. So all of these federal funds are being funneled through municipalities, nonprofits. And the key is that these nonprofits have caseworkers that can work with you on an individual basis to assess your situation, to figure out, whether you're a renter who has fallen behind, whether you are a homeowner who has fallen behind. They can connect you to the resource that can help you, break even or this is like, financial problems are very stressful. And a lot of times when we're in the middle of them, it's hard to see a solution. And that's why you need to seek help, and that's what we're about. So we assemble a lot of information, and it's going to be focused around, as the mayor said, feeding programs, mortgage foreclosure prevention, rental assistance, utilities assistance. So we're trying to hit all bases: food, shelter, and then with the financial navigator, we need to think ahead. How do we get our finances in order? If we had income loss or anything like that, we need to figure out, can a counselor help me get back on track? And so we're going to be covering all of that information. I don't know, Danny, if you want to go ahead and get started, and we'll talk specifically about the fact that the city of Mount Vernon has been helping and supporting many of these organizations so that they can bring these services to our residents. And, we're trying to make sure that we not only do it online versus via these webinars. We've been sending out emails through our departments. So our departments, the recreation department, the youth bureau, the water department, the DPW department, they communicate with their residents who, and the mayor's office, walk-ins who come into the mayor's office, asking for assistance or to make a complaint. We collect that data, and then whenever we get a chance to send out information flyers, we do it. So this is just one way that we're doing it tonight, but rest assured that that the administration is working to communicate with those folks who are not on social media, who may don't have a cell phone. So we are creating. You will see tonight some posters. We encourage you to visit the city's website so you can download the flyers, and then you can text your friends, your family, your neighbors, because you never know who's hurting, and this information is very relevant. And we want to make sure that people don't lose their homes, don't get evicted. And that's what tonight is going to be about. So let's see which one comes up first.
And it's coming. Goodness, Danny, you having connectivity issues? Okay, it's coming.
I thought I was having connectivity issues, but I guess it was something else. So all right, so while we wait for that, essentially you're going to see that New York State and the New York State Attorney General's office has put together a plan of assistance that targets homeowners and renters. And the main thing that they want to do is they want to help you avoid being taken advantage of and fraud. Okay, so the first one is this is a fact sheet that the city has put together, and the idea is if you have fallen behind on your rent, your utilities because of the pandemic, there are several agencies that can help you with applying for aid. And the first one is Westchester Residential Opportunities. We've been working with them for a long time. And this is a hands-on organization, which means that if you call them or if you email them, they can assess you. Because of COVID, you cannot visit their office, but they can take your information and then be able to figure out what you qualify for, depending on whether you're a homeowner or a renter, the kind of assistance that you can get from the state. Westchester County Social Services. So this one actually, I believe, yes, indeed, you have to visit in person. Is that the one, Emerson? Yeah, you can only apply in person, and we have an office in Mount Vernon, 100 East First Street. And I believe, Mayor, when you were in your previous role, you may have more experience with this department.
Yes, so Westchester Residential Opportunities is located over at 100 East First Street in the DSS office as well. So hold on, are you talking about DSS?
Westchester County Social Services, yeah, DSS.
The Westchester County Department of Social Services is located at 100 East First Street here in Mount Vernon. You can go there Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 p.m. and they can assist you if you're behind on rent, maintenance or utility payments, you have to apply in person at the DSS district office at 100 East First Street. If you're watching and you're in another community, then you would go to the DSS office in your community. But for Mount Vernon, it's Mount Vernon DSS, as well as New Rochelle. They come to Mount Vernon DSS as well. Look, again, you do not always have to wait until you get an eviction letter. Right now, people are expanding the ways in which you can apply, because it's a lot of people are in challenge right now, and a lot of people are suffering. And the mental and emotional stress that people are experiencing, not only due to the pandemic, but because of the financial hardship that it has caused, it's something that we understand. And so we are really, really asking you, if this doesn't apply to you, please share it with your friends and family. It's like friends who care share information. And so you may not be impacted, but I am sure that there is someone that you know, and we have to find out a way to help out our friends, our families, and our neighbors to keep everyone housed. We know all across the country, we're seeing an increase in homelessness, and we want to make sure here in Mount Vernon that we are taking advantage of every opportunity to help people get the assistance that they need. And again, we said before that I just saw Judy Lashley said WRO is okay. So WRO also is there to assist you with rental arrears, utility cutoff prevention. They can also offer security deposits, first month's rent, to help people who are, kind of living in housing that is unaffordable or is stretching you. We know a lot of people are paying more than 50% of their income towards rent. And when you're paying more than 50% of your income towards rent, that puts you in a really difficult situation, because it's hard to balance your rent, your utilities, your food, clothing, and just taking care of the personal needs that you have for yourself and your children. So please, we are asking people, do not be ashamed to reach out and ask for help, especially if you've never received help before. PG Green is asking, if you are a homeowner who doesn't have a mortgage but struggles with paying taxes, will they be eligible for support? So, Mr. Green, that is not PG. I'm not sure if that's a woman or a man, but I'm not sure if where assistance might be for that. But what we will do is tomorrow we will make some phone calls and we will respond to you right in this thread and let you know if there are any organizations out there that are helping with taxes if you don't have a mortgage.
Thank you. So the other organization that you can contact is Legal Services of the Hudson Valley. And, besides doing, eviction prevention, sometimes your situation with your landlord gets sticky, and, they have lawyers. So it's important that you get the correct legal representation so you protect your rights. So if you're having any legal issues with your landlord, we suggest that you contact the Legal Services of the Hudson Valley, and they also happen to provide assistance with utilities, and this is another organization that has a lot of ties to different state programs, and again, they'll assess your situation and figure out what it is that you need help with from a legal point of view. And the last one on this rental assistance is Mount Vernon United Tenants. And this one is interesting because they provide tenant advocacy. So if you're having repair issues in your building or in your rental apartment, they can help you figure out how to get your landlord to fix the problem, including working with you so that the city can inspect your apartment for whatever violations that may exist. And we also have a lot of folks that sometimes are not comfortable coming to the city because of immigration status or they don't speak English. So it's important for some of our listeners to know that these organizations do have Spanish speaking counselors. All four of them do. And you can if you know anybody that a family member that doesn't speak English very well or doesn't speak I don't know what other languages they have, but I do know that they have Spanish as a service. And I think that kind of covers the rental assistance. But we ask that you stay tuned because we're gonna, as we said before, we're gonna be talking to on issues that affect homeowners, issues that affect people in the kitchen and feeding their families. So I think, Danny, we can.
Hold on one second. With Mount Vernon United Tenants, we want you to also know that they are advocates for safe housing. And so if you're having housing issues, we know right now, if you're having hard times keeping up with your bills, we're sure that some landlords are having hard time keeping up with repairs in your apartment. So if you live in an apartment and you feel that your landlord is treating you unfairly, if they're not providing you with quality housing, Mount Vernon United Tenants is also an advocacy organization that you can reach out to and partner with. Dennis Hanratty has been there forever, and he has a team there that will assist you. Mount Vernon has a tenants bill of rights. It's something that we really support. I am glad to announce that finally next week we will be bringing on 4 new code enforcement officers, and these code enforcement officers will really be working to answer tenant complaints around housing and quality of life issues that we're dealing with around the city. So help is on the way. All right. And Diane Atkins, who works in our county executive's office and is the former first deputy commissioner for the Westchester County Department of Social Services, is saying right now, due to COVID, you do not have to apply in person. If you're not impacted by COVID, they'll assist you. If you are COVID positive, they'll find a way to get you assistance, but you can also apply. I guess you can go online and apply and call to get some type of assistance. Diane, if I'm saying that wrong, please put it in the comments. Traditionally, you have to apply for DSS in person, but right now, because of COVID, they're probably providing some other opportunities to connect with them online as well as on the telephone. Okay, so we're going to go on to our next area of support. Danny, next flyer. Okay, so
right.
just okay, there you go.
All right, we're doing a program called the Homes Restoration Program, and I'm actually going to kick it to Emerson so he can talk about this webinar series.
Okay, good evening, Madam Mayor. Good evening, Mount Vernon. So as you see here on the screen, this is under the administration's Operation Better Living. With the Homes Restoration Program, we're working in conjunction with WRO. Coming up on Wednesday, June 2nd, is a first-time home buyers program. And the thing of it is, with the overall goals with the Home Restoration Program, one of them is to encourage home ownership in the city of Mount Vernon. We actually had a successful webinar on April 14th, which focused on foreclosure prevention. And we had a number of people register for that. But what we're encouraging people to do is to tune in to get a walkthrough of what processes are associated with owning a home. And I believe we're going to touch on not only the basic steps on home ownership, but we're going to touch on housing discrimination, what you might run into in the course of either finding a home or securing your mortgage, as well as the foreclosure prevention aspect of maintaining the home that you've purchased. So WRO is one of the organizations that was mentioned in that lineup. Another organization is CHI, Community Homes Innovation, and they are a similar community-based organization that specializes in home ownership, foreclosure prevention. So one of the strategies we're using is to make connections with these community-based organizations to be an assistance to the homeowners and prospective homeowners in the city of Mount Vernon.
And also, I think we should mention that there's going to be a grant to help with the down payment as well as closing costs. And that's supposed to be starting up during the month of June, July, and August. And as I said before, it's on a first come, first served basis. So you want to make sure that you get in line and that you get, yourself together so that you can take advantage of the benefit. I don't think I'm allowed to say how much the grant is yet, because I don't know if it's been publicly announced. Mayor, I don't know if you have any information on that, if you've heard anything.
We can't right now. I don't think we can say how much it is, but look, it's a good amount. It is a good amount to help you get on your way for making a down payment on your home. Anything is helpful in helping you with a down payment on your home. So if you are in the market and you are looking to buy a home, please join us on Wednesday, June 2nd. At 6:30 p.m. via Zoom here on the Merit SPH page, CMVNY page, our YouTube page. And we will also be putting it on the cable access, but we want everyone to take advantage of it. So I'm gonna respond to Rashana Jones. She says, I thought that every city is receiving assistance on a federal level for persons who are needing help with rent and utilities in their city. So yes, all communities, Ms. Jones, are receiving money. But it's not like the checks are being cut at City Hall. We are working with organizations that specialize in housing and rent assistance and rent eviction. Say if we were receiving $1 million in Mount Vernon, we don't want to spend money hiring people to process those payments. We want to spend that $1 million giving it to an agency so that most of that money is used for rent assistance and not for administrative purposes and hiring staff. So, when we come out here and we're sharing with you about Westchester Residential Opportunities or Legal Services of the Hudson Valley or other programs, Mount Vernon United Tenants, these are organizations that we'll be partnering with to distribute this money to Mount Vernonites. There is already money that is available. You don't have to wait for Mount Vernon to receive our money. Mount Vernon is not going to receive that much money for rent assistance. It might be $2 million, but the county of Westchester has received $40 million. And that is also to be used for Mount Vernon residents and residents all throughout the county. So we're trying to give everyone a heads up, let you know to connect with these organizations because they have money available. We don't want to leave any money on the table while leaving people on the street. So please don't just wait for, don't come to City Hall and say, well, where do I get the money? We're telling you right now where to go get assistance. And that is, for rent eviction, Legal Services of the Hudson Valley, Mount Vernon United Tenants, Westchester Residential Opportunities, and Westchester County Department of Social Services. Those are the places that will be assisting people with their applications and who will be processing and sending out payments. So hopefully that helps you. Cities are getting money, but some of us are turning our monies over to the organizations who can do this best. I just wanted to make sure that that's clear. Okay.
So I was thinking that while we wait for the next flyer to come up, Emerson, do you want to talk about the home restoration programs, Refer a Zombie program and the story of some of the homes that we've already inspected?
Absolutely. So the Mount Vernon Home Restorations Program, one of the main goals is to focus on reducing urban blight. All of these homes that we see that are either caught up in the foreclosure process or homes that are distressed. We've actually started marketing and reaching out to residents, homeowners and other residents who are aware of a blighted property or a property that is under distress and encouraging them to let us know exactly where they're located. And we're happy to say we've gotten at a minimum of 8 referrals from concerned citizens who want the blight removed. We've received emails and phone calls, and we've actually inspected each and every one of those phone calls or referrals to the properties. And these properties are located both on the north side and the south side. So we're making it our business to prioritize the leads or the referrals for properties and we're moving on it. We actually took a mini tour yesterday, so it was a combination of zombie property coordinator, planning department with Mr. Molina, the deputy commissioner, and the deputy commissioner of the buildings department. So we're actually taking a very hands-on, proactive and reactive approach when our residents notify us where these properties are. Buying a home is one of the most largest investments that most people make. And one of the goals behind this whole Mount Vernon Restorations program is to preserve and restore the value that are intrinsic to property value. So we're very, very excited about neighbors that are letting us know where these properties are, and we in turn are responding.
Right. So we're in the, so the idea is that residents report the property, the city inspects it, and then our legal department will follow up to make sure that we identify who owns it. We're specifically targeting properties that are bank owned, LLC owned by corporations, and even some of the private owners, who are absentee landlords who are not taking care of their property. This is about compliance and quality of life. Emerson, would you care to share your email and your phone number in case any resident wants to report one of these vacant zombie properties or vacant distressed properties?
Absolutely. My email address is ebrown, so EBROWN at cmvny.com. So ebrown at cmvny.com. And then, of course, the office telephone number is 914-665-2497. Again, 914-665-2497. And I await your referrals because we're here to react and respond to your concerns around the properties.
One of our guests said that we should go to people and people shouldn't have to go any place to look for money. That's totally unrealistic. We are not going to knock on tens of thousands of doors in Mount Vernon and tell people individually where to go. We are telling people where to go. We're sending out emails. We're putting it on cable, and we're asking you to please inform your friends. We don't have the time to go and knock on everyone's door. If people need help, reach out, and we have plenty of places to send you where you can get help. Kathy Brewington said City Hall should have a list of homes in distress or zombie. Ms. Brewington, we do have a list of homes that are in distress or zombie, but we also know that each day or each month or each few months, there might be more homes that are coming online, and it would be really, really helpful if you gave us a heads up and let us know so that we can go out and check them out. One of the challenges is that we just don't have the ability to go and tear someone's house down that you don't own. It's not legal, and you have to go through a serious legal process to be able to go down and tear down a home, whether it's been abandoned, whether it's been burnt down. So we can't just go and tear them down, but we are reaching out to those homeowners and going through those legal processes as well. So it's a partnership. We have a list, but if you have one on your block that we might have missed, if you share that information with us, it can help us get to it much more quickly. So Danny, you want to share the next flyer that you had up? So here, Mount Vernon will be one of the first communities doing a presentation. We are working with Reverend Q English and the New York State Homes and Community Renewal, Department of Community Renewal, and they are expanding some of their programs. It says, give us credit and down payment assistance loans. And so we are working with New York State. We are working with the Office of Governor Cuomo, our faith-based organizations, and our community organizations. And we will be doing a presentation on Thursday, May 20th, between 10 and 11. And we will put up the information on how to get into this link. But the New York State Department of Homes and Community Renewal, working with the Attorney General's office, has secured money to do education around credit repair, and then also assist especially those who are in underserved markets, those who have traditionally not been given access to capital to buy houses, whether, those were people with bad credit. We know a lot of people have struggled with their credit over the years, but this program right here will help you improve your credit. And even if you have bad credit, if you have a steady income and if you fall within certain financial guidelines, they will work with you, even if you have bad credit, to gain access to down payment so that you could purchase a home. The government is looking to increase home ownership, especially in distressed communities. We have so many people paying more for rent. We have people who are paying $2,500, $3,000 a month for rent, when you can take that same money and put it into a mortgage and own your home. And so really, we know that home ownership in a community is better than renting. We have, unfortunately, some landlords who buy houses, they rent it out to tenants, but they don't necessarily take care of it. And so when you live in a home that you own, we know that you're more likely to take care of it at a higher level. And so we want to help people who have struggled with their credit, but are paying really, really high rates of rent, to help move you into a home and secure the American dream for you and your family and start to build wealth. Owning a home is one of the greatest foundations that you could have to start building wealth for your family. And we want to make sure that our community has equal access to these resources. So please, we're going to put all of this information up on the website. We're going to make sure that you have access to it, even on our social medias. And if you have not signed up for our weekly email updates, please go to www.cmbny.com and sign up for the emails. Please come on and sign up for the emails, because we send out weekly reports with lots of information on programs that you could take advantage of. All right, so we're going to go on and we're going to talk about
I think the next one is foreclosure prevention, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll see which one comes up next. Something to note is that we've also gone after grant funding. It's not just federal funding, and as a matter of fact, Mount Vernon United Tenants, received a grant from the Urban Renewal Agency to hire a bilingual community organizer, so that we make sure that we reach all of Mount Vernon. And this is the. So I actually wanted to do this one last, but we can do it now if you like, Mayor.
Sure.
Okay, so tonight you're gonna get a lot of information, many different agencies, and we had someone calling asking about their taxes, but we also know that there's small businesses, people looking for personal loans. When it comes to finances, there's so many things that people need, and Mount Vernon, along with the I forgot the organization that we partner with.
Urban League of Westchester.
Yes, thank you. So we're partnering with them to bring the financial navigator. So the phone number that you see, the 914-222-8615, you contact them and you tell them what your situation is. And based on what your issue is or what you're concerned about, they're going to connect you with an agency that specializes in that particular problem, as it relates to the finances. And financial literacy is something that our community, unfortunately, it's information that we don't get as kids growing up, and sometimes even in our schools, it's something on the curriculum, sometimes it's not, and that's how we get into this pattern where we are living paycheck to paycheck. And this Financial Navigators program can help us, figure out our budgets, try to understand where there's opportunities for us to, save money for long-term goals. And if and given this pandemic, they can also again help you get access to a lot of the financial aid programs that are out there. So we definitely encourage you to take down this number, and this particular program actually, we believe it's a little bit more comprehensive than what each individual agency can do. So definitely, this is on our city's website. As a matter of fact, there's a landing page that talks about it. You can download the flyer, and again, we when we were doing the census, we started something called a texting tree for Mount Vernon. And if you send this text to 10 people and then they send that same text to 10 people they know, it within a couple of hours, we got thousands of people sharing the information. So I would definitely encourage you. You see our website, on the ticker at the bottom. You can find all of this information on our city's website. And I don't know, Mayor, if you have anything to add about the history of this Navigator program.
Look, so Mount Vernon, we are one of only 31 communities in the country that has this Financial Navigators program. We received a grant from the Cities for Economic Empowerment, for Financial Empowerment. And so if you can't remember anything that we've said tonight, all you need to do is remember Financial Navigators and call 914-222-8615 and ask them, let them know, look, I'm dealing with eviction. I'm looking at foreclosure. I'm behind on my taxes. I'm trying to figure out where to get something to eat. Where is a food pantry? I have a small business. How do we connect with some of the federal money that is available? This is a one-stop shop for you to be able to call and get direction on how to get financial assistance from issues from A to Z. So if you don't remember all 4 or 5 flyers that we've put up tonight, take down this number on Financial Navigators, because that's what they are. This is your GPS system to help guide you through the maze of federal, state, county, and local programs, public and private supports that are available that can support you in meeting the financial challenges that so many of us are dealing with right now as we still are in the midst of this COVID crisis. So please definitely take down that information. And so we even talked about hunger. Danny, do you have a flyer on the pantries? That should be one of the flyers. Hopefully. We're going to wait for it for a second to load. So right now, oftentimes people think that the only pantry that the city of Mount Vernon does is the pantries that we do over at the Dole Center, where you can go and get fruits and vegetables and canned goods, and we do some grab and go. But we also have, hold on, let me see why it's taking it. He can't come up with the other flyer.
So I just emailed it to him.
Okay, so let's see if, Danny, it's been emailed to you, if you can put that one up.
It's a PDF that says COVID-19, and you should be able to find all 3 flyers there.
Okay, so we support not only the food pantry that's over at the Dole Center that we advertise, but we support, the city of Mount Vernon is supporting 14 food pantries here in the city of Mount Vernon. There are 14 food pantries that we support here, whether they are in churches. Wow, and it's not easy to see that. But again, we're going to have this on our website. So these are the 14 food pantries that we're providing assistance to in the city of Mount Vernon. That means Mount Vernon is providing each of these organizations with financial assistance to be able to provide food. So we have Mount Vernon Olive Church Food Pantry. No, don't scroll so quick. Church of God of Prophecy on 3rd Street. Good Shepherd Church on 1st Avenue. New Life Fellowship Church Food Pantry, that's 16 South 3rd Avenue. Mount Vernon Community Action Program on 28 East 1st Street. First Reformed Church Food Pantry on South 6th Avenue. Can you scroll down a little bit, Danny? Scroll back up. I'm sorry. So we can get to number 7. Grace Baptist Church on South 6th Avenue, the Guidance Center of Westchester over on Washington Avenue, St. Paul John de Clement on 9th Avenue, Church of the Ascension on Park Avenue. If you can go down just a little, Danny, so we can see the ones. Bowen Memorial Church on North Columbus Avenue, First United Methodist Church Food Pantry on Lincoln, St. Mary's Church Food Pantry on High Street. These are the food pantries that are supported by the city of Mount Vernon through our community development block grant funds. And so when you go to any of these pantries are done in partnership with the city of Mount Vernon and our funding. We also have several soup kitchens here in Mount Vernon. There's the Church of God of Prophecy soup kitchen on East 3rd Street. They feed on the 2nd and 3rd Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon. The First Reformed Church Soup Kitchen, they feed on Mondays from 5 to 7. Community Service Associates, they have a hot meal grab and go program. They're on Tuesdays through Fridays from 5 to 5:45 p.m. They're over at the Armory. We also have the Mount Vernon Seventh-day Adventist Soup Kitchen on South Columbus Avenue. They're every Sunday from noon to 2 p.m. So these are just some of the places that we're partnering with and we're helping to support financially to make sure that our residents in Mount Vernon have access to food. We don't want anyone to go hungry. We know with food pantries, not everyone has a kitchen because we do have members of our community who are homeless and don't have the ability to cook. And so that's why we always want to keep you updated and give you information about our soup kitchens and our grab and go places where people can pick up meals and go and sit and have meals. Once again, these are challenging times and we just want to make sure that everyone has access to resources. So tonight, just to recap, we've given information on eviction prevention services. Eviction prevention, utility disconnection, move-in fees, down payment, security deposits. You can go to Westchester Residential Opportunities. You can go to Mount Vernon Department of Social Services. You have supports from Legal Services of the Hudson Valley, as well as you can go to Mount Vernon United Tenants. So those are 4 organizations that we are partnering with. That some of Mount Vernon's stimulus money is also being piped through to provide assistance to our community residents. Again, don't wait until you are in terrible distress. Reach out now. We want to make sure that you're accessing this money. Ms. Atkins put in information. If you are having foreclosure issues, you can reach out to Judge Sam Walker's office in White Plains. Judge Walker is a Mount Vernonite, and he is now on, a higher level of court, and he is really working with the city and the county and the state on foreclosure prevention. So you could reach out to Judge Walker. We will get that information for you as well and put that in the comment section tomorrow, just to keep you updated. So here's another one. So Marlon, I'm going to let you kind of walk through this because this one is strictly on foreclosure prevention. And Danny, if you could just blow that up a little bit more.
Yes. So this is the HOP program, which is the New York State Attorney General's office. And then if you scroll up, I don't want to mess up the acronym.
Yeah, the Homeowners Protection Program.
Okay. So Emerson, if you want to take it.
Well, yeah. So HOP, this is out of the Attorney General's office. They actually engage multiple nonprofit organizations to deliver all kinds of housing-related services throughout the state. We, Mount Vernon, happen to fall into the Hudson Valley, Lower Hudson Valley category geographically. So as mentioned earlier, WRO, they specialize in foreclosure prevention. The Legal Services of Hudson Valley provides information on how to navigate the foreclosure process, and they offer legal assistance in that area. HDSW, that's a Hudson Valley, let me get this right, the Hudson Valley
Services of Westchester.
Correct. And they also provide housing related assistance. And the other organization that we mentioned earlier is CHI, Community Housing Innovations. So all of these organizations are designed to assist homeowners navigate through the foreclosure process, forbearance. There are certain specific programs that you engage in after a forbearance time period. So the idea is you are not alone, homeowner, as you're facing this, and as the moratoriums sunset, we really have to keep an eye on what's going to happen potentially to you and your home. So these organizations are there as specialized individuals or organizations that can help navigate through the process.
Yeah, and again, there's a lot of funding that is coming down the pipeline.
No, I just wanted him to. I think I'm just asking Danny to scroll so we could see the other programs at the bottom of the flyer. Danny.
Okay, right below that is the Legal Services of Hudson Valley.
There it is. Okay.
Right.
And
again, Westchester Residential Opportunities and Legal Services of the Hudson Valley. So there are 5 organizations that are kind of leading some of this effort around foreclosure prevention.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And there's definitely, although we can't say yet, but there's definitely funding coming, and you need to get in line. Like, we cannot stress that enough. You need to get in line so that you access this and so that you can be properly assessed. And it's I'm going to repeat this again. All of these organizations offer their services for free. So if you're going out there and you end up in somebody's office and they're charging you a fee, rethink the approach, because you can get all of these services for free from reputable organizations.
Please, everyone, at this time, there are so many scams going on. People are sending you fake messages. Oh, if you just direct message me, if you call this number, we are giving you the legitimate information. I know some people have said, oh, Mayor Howard, thank you for the information you sent to me through Facebook Messenger in my inbox. I do not and will not send you information on foreclosure and eviction prevention and secret loans through your inbox. We are giving this information out to everyone right here in this public forum. So please be very careful when contacting agencies, who you're giving your information to. There's a lot of scammers out here. And like I said, these are legitimate organizations. And right now, as some of the organizations are waiting for their money to come in, you still call them right now. And one of the things that you want to do, whether it's foreclosure prevention, eviction prevention, utility disconnection, down payments for mortgages, and what you want to do is say, okay, you may not have the application available today or tomorrow, but what do I need to pull together? What paperwork are you going to need, so that you can start running around and getting your paperwork together and find out, so when are your applications going to be available, and you can be ready, you can be first in line. Don't wait until deadline dates come, because the money is going to run out. I promise you, 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 40 million might sound like a lot of money, but there are a lot of people in our region who are struggling, who are challenged, and you want to make sure that you get your application to the right organization early, so that you are guaranteed assistance, or you have a greater chance of getting assistance. These are the times these are the programs that you really, really want to take advantage of. So please do not wait to pull your information together. And so we really have kind of gone through all of our information tonight. Are there any things that Marlon, Emerson, anything you want to say in closing?
Well, I would say in
You're
closing,
muted.
I would say
Go
in
on,
closing, okay, we're excited about the program. We're partnering with residents to identify distressed properties. We're working with homeowners associations to disseminate information, working with houses of worship, faith-based leaders to get info to their members. We're partnering with the business organizations like the Mount Vernon Chamber and the Downtown Merchants Association, who are disseminating information through their networks. And we're actually working with the business community to post these flyers in their storefronts. So, you know, a community is either connected by geography or common interest. And I'm excited that we're pulling the various pockets of the city together around this common goal of getting blight reduction and restoration of property values. So we're excited and looking forward to the future.
And just please keep a lookout, because in the next few weeks, we will be giving out information and having special Zoom forums for small business owners, for restaurants, because there are specific monies that are out that are available to them. We know that there's monies out available to churches, daycares. So, you know, there's lots of information out, as well as in the next few weeks, we will be doing some specific forums on assistance for the homeless and support and tenant-based rental assistance monies that will be available even to help some people right now who are homeless and living on the streets. So if you know someone who's homeless, they're living in their car, they're living on the street, please let them know. In the next few weeks, help is coming. We will be announcing a program that will provide rental assistance for up to 2 years to assist people who are homeless and who have been displaced. So please reach out, stay in contact, and know that we are constantly looking for resources to help as many people as possible. But we need everyone to do their part in helping us to get this information out there. Marlon, anything from you?
Yeah, so, you know, we have the State of the City coming up, and, you know, we have a major announcement with regards to how the city is going to increase communication with our residents. And, you know, it's all about the resources. You know, tonight we're coming to you via this Zoom meeting, but, you know, we know that people want information on a daily basis. And so we're getting ready to launch a major program to help improve how our residents access resources. So, you know, visit our city's website for now. But, you know, we're going to see you very soon for the State of the City, as well as some other program announcements, as the mayor mentioned. And we thank you for listening. And once again, please share this information because, you know, that's the best way that we can reach everyone. And, you know, we have a standard that we talk about in our department all the time. And that standard is, how is your program touching Mount Vernon residents? And if it's not, then, you know, we need to do better. But this is part of that effort to make sure that Mount Vernon residents receive the benefits of all the programs that the city is sponsoring.
Again, thank you so much, Marlon Molina, our Deputy Commissioner of Planning, and Emerson Brown, who is working with some of our special initiatives like Cities Rise and all of the programs that are under that. So thank you again. Take care, everyone, and have a great day. Be well.